It might be the pills that's making her do that. Scared the shit out of me. God damn. Sup? No. Let's go. For sure. Am I connected to the... Hold on. That's crazy. I wasn't even connected to the speaker.
Bluetooth connected.
There we go. Okay. We good now? Okay. No, we not. Okay, we good. So, okay. Stop though. Right.
Hey you and welcome, my name is Mike, and in this little video, it was springtime in Mississippi, and well, something evil and twisted was about to happen. It wasn't planned, and it wasn't really gonna stop. It was, one of those, well, in for a penny. And the reasons given, thought to be why, well, there's been a few. Mental health issues, speculation online about something darker happening in the home, mouth fedoras, or vapes as they're also sometimes known as. But who really knows, sure, at the end of the day, we weren't there. But, cameras were.
That's mom.
Let's give it a go.
Not the dogs. Damn.
This story takes us to Rankin County, Mississippi. To the east of Jackson lies the city of Brandon, Rankin County capital. It's home to about 25,000 people, and it's a suburb of Jackson, the state capital. Overall, not really much to say about Brandon, other than it is where legendary quarterback Gardner Minshew of Minshew Mania fame, he grew up there, so Brandon, I salute you. People say it's nice, it's got stores, amenities, things to do, and if you're a parent, the schools are pretty good. One of those schools is Northwest Rankin High School, where a 14-year-old girl named Carly Gregg was getting her education on. Carly Gregg was born in 2009 in old Mississippi. Her parents, Ashley, she worked as a math teacher. Her pa, Kevin, he was kind of sort of out of the picture by many accounts. See, there was a lot of custody dealings between her father, Kevin, and
I'm not gonna lie. I know it's the camera, but the light, I guess, reflecting off, what's her name, Carly? Her eyes. Might be clucked from the beginning. I don't know about that.
Ashley, and seemingly they were quite contentious. And I understand he had a bit of an issue with the old druggerinos, sure you know yourself. This was seemingly exacerbated after Carly's little sister Natalie was born. Unfortunately, and of course so tragically for Ashley and for Kevin, a little Natalie would pass away at only 1 year old from spinal muscular atrophy. From there, Ashley and Kevin's marriage deteriorated, and they would later divorce. As I said, Kevin would have his issues with drugs, allegedly, even doing them around Carly. That was, of course, though, till the marriage was out in its arse. It got the boot, though he would still, have visitation, and he would still see Carly Gregg somewhat regularly. Ashley, now mostly raising Carly by herself, though, it seemed like she really gave everything, to her daughter. She was, just an incredibly supportive, loving mother. And she herself would later remarry. This was when Carly was about 11, and the new stepdad in Carly's life was a fella by the name of Heath Smiley, a physical therapist. And he fit in like a hand in a glove.
Look at the doggy and the little pawsy.
By all accounts, his and Carly's relationship was pretty good. Which is kind of surprising. Carly, she lost her sister when she was very young, then her parents divorced, her dad, his issues. Apparently once her dad forced her to drink an entire beer, when she was 12 years old. He forced her to drink an entire, that sort of thing. She's getting her started early, I guess. Heath, on the other hand, though, real family man, they would play video games together, they would play guitar box together. He adopted 2 golden retrievers for the family, one named Wyatt, one named Finn. Carly was like...
There's a such thing as being too nice, where it's almost suspicious. I feel like somebody being too nice or being you doing too much or like what you hiding. He could this new guy could be, you know what I mean, a good person, wholesome person, but like I don't know, like 8 out of 10. I don't know, like it's a such thing as being too nice, and that's when I'm like, "What's up? What we doing? Huh? What you hiding? The hell you got going on?"
About the dogs. She had her guitar lessons, karate lessons, and when she was 11, she was chosen as September 2020's Character Trait Student of the Month, with that month's character trait being friendship. This was at Northwest Rankin Middle School, so I guess she was the friendly sort. That'll come in handy with, where she is currently. So Carly grew and grew, and she later attended Northwest Rankin High School, the same high school, in fact, that her mom actually taught algebra at, and as a person who also went to the same school that their mom taught at, it can be awkward. It's not great. Carly with those on the up.
Can you imagine the teacher being ass? Can you imagine? The students, the teachers. So you're the daughter of... Oh, that makes sense. Why the name is kind of familiar, why you kind of look like, you know, her. You're the daughter of that teacher. Your teacher was... Your mom? Yeah, that teacher was trash.
Oh, she even skipped. Look at you. A grade. That's how... Shit, a lot going on up here. Maybe too much going on up there. She wasn't really the popular sort, too smart to be, but she had her own little circle of friends. And an excellent taste in Christmas sweaters. And it was her own group, little circle of friends who were really the first to notice that something was a little bit off about our dear Carly. This was like a
Nah, God! And the Adidas gods was the first to notice. They saw her whole life story from the beginning to the end. And they saw it build up, build up, build up. They saw it from the beginning. But the gods can't intervene.
2023, early 2024. See, she had just been on the honor roll. She'd even been voted like Student of the Year, but now things seem to be like just going downhill. She'd begun to do some very un-Carly things. For example, she once brought a Swiss Army knife into school. It'd be so much cooler if I actually had a knife, man, when I did that. She brought one of them into school, if you can believe that. That got her sent to like an alternative school for a semester. One time she was caught taking snapperinos of her teacher's answer sheet for, you know, upcoming test. But it was weird, because like Carly is like supposed to be a real brain box. Why would she need to cheat on a test? Didn't make any sense. At home, her parents would say, you know, she never seemed violent or angry in the house. In fact, the only emotion that kind of worried her parents, her mom and her stepdad, was she seemed to just be sad. Really sad. They thought she was really depressed. To the point where they would take her to a clinic and she'd be diagnosed some happy pills. Now, of course, so she was like 13, 14 around this time. Kids go through all sorts of...
Damn. Being on pills at that age? Jesus. Oh, God. Yeah, I think the new stepdad is... I don't know, that can affect, you know, your children. In all kinds of ways. Unless like Carly saw some shit that she wasn't supposed to. I don't know.
Phases and mood swings and yada yada yada, but it just seemed like, you know, she had been doing so well, and now she was switching track, and because her biological dad Kevin, he kind of had a not so great history of things. I guess they were even more worried that maybe she might follow, you know, go down the wrong path. It would turn out as well that she was vaping a lot. I know, Milfadors, the douche flutes, if you can believe it, but she was like vaping weed, which, again, that's the thing. Her parents didn't know about this, but they saw Kevin and they wanted to nip all these little habits in the bud, you know, before she developed into something more. And it's really just the fact that none of these things that she was doing are like insane. Oh my God. It's more the fact that it's just very not like her.
Yeah, but that's another thing. It's like one thing, small things can build up to medium-sized things, and those medium-sized things can build up to large things, and those large things can end up dead or in prison or doing some off-the-wall shit. I mean, it may not seem like she's doing something crazy now, but like, it's those small, I'm hungry. It's those small things that shit just be adding up.
At times, her parents would take away her iPhone, but Carly had a secret burner phone she would use to text her friends. Some people even said she had things like nipple piercings and tattoos.
Jesus.
You gotta be shitting me, she's a loose cannon. It just seemed like she was changing into a completely different person, far more than the usual teenage shite. And before we continue, folks, it is the time of the season. I hear the jingles in the air. So how about, you get your Christmas presents and your holiday gifts out of the way. Guess what? Santa Claus already shared everybody's list with me, if you can believe that. And what they all want this holiday season is a brand new pair of noise-cancelling earbuds. And you can do no better.
You know what I want? A brand new laptop. Amen. I'll say.
My friends, then Raycon, and Raycon's best-selling everyday earbuds. They're called everyday for a good reason, because I literally do use them every day to keep things quiet up here. You know what I'm saying? I live beside a big old road, and I need perfect silence to so I can crack on with my little videos, researching and writing, well, what I'm literally saying right now. And now I get that perfect silence because I got a pair, that's one for each ear, of Raycon's incredible everyday earbuds, which, listen, that's an audio joke, they rule. Raycon's everyday earbuds are made to make your everyday just a little bit easier. Now, there's a lot of features of which I am already a huge fan of. I'm talking, the 32 hours of battery life. I'm talking 10 minutes charge, gives you 90 minutes of battery. We know all of this. What about the brand new ones? How about active ergonomic design? Or multi-point connectivity that lets you pair with two devices at the same time? They are also available in a whole host of colors and cases, all of which support wireless charging. Look at you! My favorite, goes without saying, because you wouldn't be able to hear me, is the active noise cancellation. Plus, they just look good. You can wear them all the time, even to concerts, so you can listen to music while you're listening to music. Raycon made its name by providing premium audio products at great prices. No BS. Most audio devices are insanely overpriced these days, and Raycon is on a mission to change all of that. They don't outsource their design and development. It's all in-house with their own team to make the highest quality earbuds. So why don't you go out and get a pair of Raycons today or for this holiday season, and you know what? Tell them that chapter sent you. If you do, you get a pretty sweet deal. Click on the link in the description box or go to buyraycon.com/chapter to get up to 30% off site-wide. Yes, you heard that right. I am slaying it with these audio jokes. You can get up to 30% off everything on Raycon's website when you go to buyraycon.com/chapter. Thank you so much to Raycon for supporting that chapter. Please give them a go. Supporting them helps support us here. Now, listen up. Let's get back to it. It was early spring 2024 that Carly would switch her antidepressants. She would say that the first ones were making her feel like a zombie, and then she would go see her new therapist.
It's insane how some, people that young, middle school, early high school, y'all taking pills, man. Like, goddamn.
How are the new pills suiting you? And she would say, I'm not bothered, grand. And that would literally happen a couple of days before this entire story came to a head. On March 19th, 2024, everybody was up and at 'em as per usual. Carly and Ashley getting ready to head into school together. Heath, Smiley, stepdad, he's getting ready to go to physical therapist-ing for the day. So Ashley and Carly, they got in the car, they started driving. Ashley, of course, gonna be teaching for the day. Carly, 14 years old.
Hey, this school look, hey, Slick, this school look like a prison. Slick on some you're not really paying attention on quick glance. Like talking about, you know what I mean? Like you gotta take a double take. I low key, either a prison, that shit don't look like no school. You take off the words, it don't look like no school.
14 years old, in 10th grade, going to be studenting for the day. Later on during that day, March 19th, that one of Carly's friends approached her mom, Ashley, during one of the breaks between periods, and basically said, we're her friends, and we're worried about Carly. She's acting as wrong, she's acting off. Carly's friend would tell Ashley that, she's vaping the devil's lettuce. She's got a burner phone. She's cutting her legs. Basically, if your teenage friends are also worrying about you at this point, they felt, it's not very common that your friends would go to your parents and say, oh, we're worried. They basically thought Carly, though, was self-medicating for some more serious issues and thought Ashley deserves to know what her daughter was going through. So, Carly and Ashley then, they finish up the school day at around 3:30. Carly, Ashley, they drive home. And Ashley, during that car ride, of course, would have been giving her daughter, Carly, the old, is there anything you want to tell me, maybe?
It might be the pills that's making her do that. Scared the shit out of me. God damn. Carly.
They arrive home and they head inside the house. Who let the dogs out? Carly did. Opens the door, lets Wyatt and Finn, their 2 golden retrievers, run outside in the backyard. While Carly's out there, though, with the dogs, Ashley goes into Carly's room and she starts snooping around. And eventually she does find vapes in Carly's room that have weed in them. Supporting, what Carly's friend had told her just a couple of hours earlier that day. That Carly maybe has some worrisome issues.
Okay, but weed wouldn't do that. I don't think. I don't smoke or anything. But I don't think weed would do that unless the weed was laced with something. Or it's the pills. Did he have 2 dogs?
What happened next? Well, it was caught on camera, but when Carly went into the house, a switch done got flipped. She walks into her bedroom and she sees that her mom has found her little stash and is likely waiting there with a disappointed expression and is armed with the stern talking voice.
I'm nervous as hell. I now keep pausing, but I'm nervous. Carly's already doing some shit off the wall type shit. Right? She's already hinged. She's already on the damn edge. And you catch your mom in your shits? Oh, man.
So Carly walks out. She goes into her mom and stepdad's room and she grabs a gun.
Oh! Bah.
Now, it was a gun-friendly home. Carly, she had shot before, and Heath, he had firearms, he had, a shotgun, he had AR, he had some other guns, locked away in a safe. But Ashley, she also had a gun. Ashley would keep a gun in a little cubby under her side of the bed. Ashley was apparently scared of her ex-husband, Kevin, so she always wanted to have a gun, nearby, just in case he showed up maybe out of his mind sometime. That gun was a .357 Magnum.
Jesus Christ.
Carly knew where it was. She went in and she picked it up and she walked out of her parents' bedroom.
Damn. It's rats. It's GG's. It's closed curtains. Turn off the spotlight. We going home, guys. Damn.
And then, after creepily peeking to check if her mom was in the kitchen,
oh
she
no!
went back into her own room.
Ooh, the dogs. I feel like the dogs know.
I guess Ashley was still ready to have a chat about the weed vapes she found, though she wouldn't say much. Carly walked in, aimed, and fired 3 shots at her mom with the Magnum. 3 times in the face.
Shit! In the fucking... Sorry. You gotta be on some shit. You gotta be going through some shit. You gotta be doing the absolute most, going through hell and back, high in waters, to shoot your own mother who's loving and cares about you in the clucking face 3 times. Like, how can you look at your mother and Jesus?
What happened next made it seem less likely that Carly snapped and did something without thinking, because she definitely thought about what she was going to do next, and it was not immediately call the police. Instead, she walked back into the kitchen, picked up her mom's cell phone, texted Heath asking, "When will you be home, honey?" Heath, responding to Ashley, said, "I'll be a little bit longer."
I would respond and be like, "Who is this? You never call me honey. And even if you do, you don't spell it. Like, you spell it a certain way. You spell it. You're the only one that I know spells honey with 3 I's. You spelled it like the regular, like how you regularly spell honey. Who is this?"
He then replied with a thumbs up emoji. She then grabbed her own phone and started texting her friends, about 5 or 6 of them. She was texting them saying she'd effed up and that she needed help stat. She then called 2 friends saying she needed help, but couldn't say why over the phone. One even offered to call 911 for her, but she said nope. It was one friend, only identified in court documents as BW, who arrived to the home first, the Gregg home first. She arrives to the door, Carly opens it and then asks, "Have you ever seen a dead body before? Wanna?" Then Carly takes her into the bedroom, Carly's own bedroom, where her mom Ashley is laying there on the floor.
Jesus.
BW would later say, Carly, not a bother on her. She seemed grand. She wasn't, upset, freaking out. She seemed like, hey, saying check it out as if it was like the new goldfish she got. Then Carly says to her friend BW, "I'm gonna shoot my stepdad next. He'll be home in a few minutes. He'll be home any moment now. Why don't you go wait out back and you'll hear the gunshots?" This friend BW did just that. Walked outside into the backyard where the 2 dogs were hanging out.
Jesus. Did they call the police or something?
Then, almost as soon as Heath opened the front door, I'm talking like 1 or 2 inches, Carly shot at him. The bullet grazed his shoulder and he was able to actually wrestle with Carly and get the gun off her, while 2 more shots rang out, but thankfully both of those 2 shots didn't hit anybody. He would say 14-year-old Carly was screaming at him in terror as if like he was a demon or something like that. In fact, what he thought was happening was that there had been an intruder in the home. Carly had gotten the gun to defend herself and thought that, he was the intruder. Heath managed to get the Magnum off Carly and she just books it out the back of the house. Running out the door, BW goes with Carly, they jump over a fence and then they just get out of there.
Homegirl, you're not even running though. You're not even, I see you on the left. You're not even running. Man.
They then go their separate ways.
No shit.
In the meantime, he keeps going into the house and he finds his wife dead and calls 911.
Jesus.
Your daughter tried to shoot you? Where's she at? How old is she? 14. 14? Okay, ma'am, stay on the phone. Ma'am, stay on the phone. on with me. Just calm down. What's your name? It's Carly. Alright. Hey, what's her name? Carly Gregg. Carly Gregg? Does she still have a gun on her?
I hope they caught her.
Sheriff's office!
Officers then arrived.
I hope they caught her. I hope she's not at large till this day. I hope they caught her ass.
Sheriff's office! She was in jeans and a thick grass t-shirt. She's got short brownish hair.
So, jeans, a gray t-shirt, short brown hair.
She ran into the backyard. I tried to follow her. She jumped the fence and ran.
He's gray, but he's too thin. It went through his shirt.
Ashley's body was found, and a bolo was put out for Carly Gregg.
That's mom.
Okay, Superman. I see that Superman poster. Okay, granted. We just got a Superman poster. Warner Brothers just posted the new Superman movie, like the poster. That shit look clean as hell. It's on the Instagram.
Yeah. No, mom and dad both got it.
Mom and dad both what?
Got hit.
Okay. And
Dad's got it through and through in the shoulder. He's already in the ambulance.
Whirlybirds went up to look for her, but sort of randomly, an officer was driving down the road and he thought he saw her. He pulled up, asked her if she was involved. She said, "Yes, sir. Is my dad okay?"
I got her handcuffed. Right, sweet. Look.
She's crazy. It's them pills, man. I don't know.
Step out real quick for me. Alright. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move on around to the front of you, okay? I'm gonna move the handcuffs around to the front of you. Okay. Alright. Alright, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna swab your hands, okay? Right. Now, I'll ask you a bunch of questions, but obviously you fired with a pistol, correct? Okay.
Alright, look, I need you to hold your hand out like this. I'm gonna do your right hand first, okay? Just your right hand. Just right like that.
So GSR is a shot. Which hand did you shoot with? Which hand did you shoot with?
Almost as if she snapped out of whatever kind of trance she had been in.
Alright.
I don't know, baby. I can't help you about this.
Are you okay?
Oh.
You know what it's like? It's like she's got it's almost as if she got possessed. But she knew what she did physically, but she had no control over it. But she remembered what happened, you know?
Carly was charged as an adult and charged with murder and attempted murder.
Everybody on this street, go ahead and lock your doors and stay inside. Someone who is dangerous is on foot.
Deputy said that someone was 14-year-old Carly Madison Gregg.
Funnily enough, not half funny, but a couple of days later, Heath was at home in the house with his mom. He just lost his wife and his stepdaughter. She just tried to murder him, so you can imagine he's not in the best form at the time. So he's clearing out the fridge though, because people were trying to traumatic thing. They'll bring over big dishes of food, any kind of L shite. So he's clearing out the fridge anyway, and he sees behind some water bottles in his fridge a camera. The camera that took this footage. It appeared this camera had been hidden inside the fridge, likely by Carly. As in, she didn't want anybody to see this footage, so it's what? This is the last place anybody will look. No one ever thinks to check the fridge. In the footage, she's even hiding the gun from the camera. He turned over this footage to the police, and also a second camera that they had in the garage. But he would say, he turned the camera over to the police, but they never actually took it, and they never took the footage from the camera that had been in the garage. So he decides to do it himself. Takes out the SD card of his camera and starts, looking through the footage. The police then threaten to charge him with evidence tampering, as if he was deleting footage from the camera. Now he hadn't. He was just trying to do the police's job, and the police would later say that he hadn't actually tampered with any of the footage that had been taken. But it was just pretty weird. What? The police threatening him when they don't do their job? But anyways, they later dropped it. Though this would result in another charge for Carly, tampering with evidence, trying to poorly hide the camera, which kind of captured the entire murder. Carly would be offered a plea deal, 40 years, which she turned down.
All right, Miss Gregg, did you receive that recommendation of 40 years?
Yes, sir.
And it was your choice and your choice alone to reject that recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Things weren't looking good for Carly, and they weren't going to improve, let me tell you. She was going to go on trial with an insanity defense, which she did come September 2024, only 6 months after the murder and attempted murder.
Jesus.
Basically, she didn't know what she was doing. She blacked out. Jesus, what did I just do?
We believe the evidence will show that there were 3 victims on March 19th. Ashley Smiley, Heath Smiley, and Carly Gregg. That they were all 3 victims. Carly was not aware.
I can't tell those are fake tears or not. I don't know.
On March 19th, that she had a mental illness.
Prosecution said nope. She knew full well what she was doing.
You saw what she did. That person has not been restored. That person was never insane to begin with. You know what you didn't hear the defense attorneys talk about? The insanity standard. You know why you don't want to talk about the standard? Because they can't prove it. They can't prove it, ladies and gentlemen. You know what they tried to stand up here and say? The state hasn't told you why. Ladies and gentlemen, when we talk during voir dire, what do we talk about? That's not the state's burden. You won't find one place in the jury instructions that it tells you that the state of Mississippi has the burden to show you why Carly Gregg killed her mother, to show you why Carly Gregg attempted to kill Heath Smiley, to show you why Carly Gregg removed that camera that caught her actions and hid it into the refrigerator. That's not our burden.
Wow.
Our burden is to show beyond the reasonable doubt that she did it. And the defense attorneys have admitted that she did it. She has anxiety and depression.
I admit you have a strong ass southern accent. Jesus. Wow. I'm sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is undisputed that anxiety and depression do not cause someone to commit murder.
They found her journal, which shows at one point there was a page titled, "What Do I Believe?" Carly had written, "There is no God. Heaven and hell are fake. Love is important." Yada yada, but the good stuff was at the bottom. It's okay to be evil. Sometimes you must jump into the dark to truly see the light. Death is inevitable. I mean, it sounds like kind of typical teenage bullshit to me.
We have the defendant's journals and text messages telling us what happened. She says, "I choose fire. It is powerful, beautiful, and deadly. These are the traits I desire, so I choose fire." Ladies and gentlemen, that lady right there chose fire.
She chose fire. She chose fire.
Her therapist would say, that in the previous meetings they'd been having for months and months, Carly had never, expressed anything like, what she had done, hallucinations, blackouts, nothing like that. Like, this was not, something, like, nothing had been leading to this, she just did it. And she knew right from wrong. She knew what she was doing. She probably killed her mother simply because she wasn't getting her way. Her friends would say she made jokes about murdering her parents all the time, and
joking like that, you eventually gonna do it. Joking, you don't joke about shit like that. When you joke about shit like that, joking around like that, it was truth in some of it, in some parts. You don't joke around stuff like that, man. She was dead to hell serious. But they thought they was joking. She was joking. Okay.
So the prosecutor would say she knew what she was doing. She even made an attempt, albeit badly, to, hide the murder, hide the camera in the fridge. Man, it's a good one. She hid the gun from the camera very awkwardly. She texted her stepdad from her mom's phone, pretending to be her mom so she would be ready and waiting with an iron pointed at his head. She then seemed in grand form when her friend BW showed up, saying, "Look at that, look what I just did." And then she made a run for it. The defense would say her medication had just changed, hence why there wasn't much leading up to this, why it was so sudden. That she discussed her worries about her mental health with her doctor, and they argued that teens aren't forthcoming about a lot of things. Perhaps she had more serious issues, in her noodle than she let on. She just knew that if she told her doctor would tell her parents, and her relationship, with Ashley and Heath wasn't great at the time. Prosecution called bullshit.
Verdict of the jury is count 1. We, the jury, find the defendant, Carly Madison Gray, guilty of first-degree murder as charged in the indictment. Count 2. We, the jury, find the defendant, Carly Madison Gray, guilty of attempted murder as charged in the indictment. Back row. Sir, is that your verdict? Ma'am, is that your verdict? Ma'am, is that your verdict? Sir, is that your verdict? Ma'am, is that your verdict? Ma'am, is that your verdict?
What is he saying? Extroverted? Ma'am, is that your verdict? Ma'am, is that your verdict? Ma'am, is that extroverted? What are you saying? No fake ass tears.
Ma'am, is that your
In
verdict?
the end, the jury found Carly Gregg guilty of all charges.
Damn.
Your sentences will be as follows. As to count 1, the jury having fixed the verdict at life imprisonment, this court will sentence you to life imprisonment. As to count 2, you'll be sentenced to life imprisonment. As to count...
Come on now. Come on. Come on. Come on.
3, you'll be sentenced to 10 years to serve.
Carly Gregg, only 15 years of age, was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Should she have gotten that, folks? That's my question to you. I mean, what she did was absolutely horrific, but she clearly needs help, especially for somebody so young. Hopefully she's getting it. Hopefully she's getting it in prison. Now, as well, kind of like a side story to this, and another theory about what happened was that there was some speculation that maybe Carly and Heath were like in cahoots, and that Heath coerced Carly into murdering, which, okay, it's dumb, it's not true at all, but that Heath coerced Carly into murdering Ashley. But there were some weird exchanges for sure during the trial between the pair of them. And, before she went on trial, and probably even now, Heath would talk to her every day. So I just think he just really, cared deeply, loved his stepdaughter, which in any other way would be good. But I guess here, when it's, this story just gets very dark. Carly's defense would file for a retrial immediately as soon as she was sentenced, and that would be even sooner it would be denied. And there you have it. That is the case of Carly Gregg. Insane is the only way to put it. Insane, I mean, this case is when it's like killer kids are always insane, but this one is insane truly in all the wrong ways. Is there ever a right way to be insane? Well, not in any way that involves murder. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this whole video, folks. Always means so much to me that you're taking time out of your day to watch all of that chapter videos. So the next video will be up, soon enough. We'll have fun and stuff. So please give it a go. But until then, please take care of each other. Please take care of yourselves. Because I love you. Mike out.
Okay. Me clapping was probably like a little bit, no, OD. But I just feel like, okay, there's probably a couple of things. It might have been appeals, or she could have had something going on in her mental. And this is kind of far-fetched, but it kind of seemed like she was possessed during, like, what happened. But it's like, her body, it's like, she was, I don't know how to explain it. I kind of explained it earlier, but, or she was possessed. I don't really know. All I know is, she looked her mom dead in the eyes and popped off 3 rounds. I don't know why, but that's insane. Excuse me. But to have it on camera, and then to see her like at 14, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You're in complete control of your body, your mind, all of that. You know what you're doing. And you have it on camera about what you did in the aftermath and during the event. And before. You have what you have what she did on camera from start to finish. Maybe she wasn't in the right state of mind, but I don't know, man. Jesus. A lifetime is probably a bit of a stretch. Probably like, I wouldn't say like 90 years. Keep it cool, keep it classy, and I love you. Stay happy. My family.